Guys, what's up?
Yo, cool.
I'll be the action.
Oh, Charlie, normal vibes now.
Wait, Sarah, where they go on?
I'm
you
know.
know.
Inside.
Hey.
Happy Qatar.
So let's get right into it. We're going to.
Okay.
Oh, Qatar is cool. It's cool.
Sure.
How's Ghana?
Oh, the way you left us, no, so nice day.
Yeah, so nice day. Make it all right. Sarah, he just left and he asked now he's Ghana.
Okay. I mean you to ask me, so I have to ask you.
Oh, no. You know the system already.
So let's get into it. I think. No. We'll go inside. We'll go. The discussion for today, I think people will come on board. If you want to join us here, I think the link is in the description. You can join us, join the conversation. But the first few minutes, let's talk about what Morocco have done right now. Then we'll jump onto the Black Stars. So Morocco have qualified. Only 2 African nations have been able to top their groups in the World Cup competition. It's Morocco and Nigeria. So your thoughts on the Morocco performance? I'll start with you, Sekeni. Yeah. Morocco and Senegal, actually. But Morocco have topped their group. That's why it's quite significant here.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you for this question. I also have to thank you for putting me on your platform, arguably the biggest one in Ghana in terms of sports. Sure. Okay, now Morocco today, I think they've really done a yeoman's job because if you follow the World Cup after the the draw, a lot of people were tipping Senegal and to understand maybe Morocco to qualify. And Morocco qualifying, many were tipping Belgium rather to qualify, maybe alongside Morocco or alongside Croatia. And I think Morocco topping the group is something significant that they have to beat Belgium. I think the second ranked best team in the world, if I'm not mistaken. And this tells you how good they are as a team. I think defensively they were very solid. Offensively, they were able to do what is needed in the tournament. This tournament is a way that we've seen many countries getting a very good start, but a poor ending. And the other side of the coin, many countries also did not start well, but they have also ended it well. We saw Ecuador winning their first game, drawing the second one, but going forward, they have to go out for Senegal to go through. Senegal also the same way. They did not start well, but they able to, progress. So I think Morocco have done very well that we need to, really applaud them. And one thing I'm also happy is that this time around, all the African countries went into the World Cup with our own coaches. We didn't go to hire any coach. And I think it is good. Had they not gone through, they would be like, hey, this and that. But I think this is a good news for Africa. We only hope and pray that Ghana will also add up to it tomorrow, God willing. That is if
Cameroon as well, they can do it, but beating Brazil will be a tall. That's
very difficult. Very, very difficult. Very difficult. So, well, I'm actually praying that Ghana will also add up to the 2 already so that we get at least 3
the numbers,
from the group phase. So I think, yes, they've done well and congrats to them.
Yeah, for my side.
I know your thoughts on the Morocco qualification.
All right, thank you very much for the platform given to me to share my thoughts. Kenny have said it all, and I think we have to congratulate them, especially that of Senegal. At a point in time, I got to know that it will be very difficult for Senegal to qualify when they lost their first group game against Netherlands. But they came in hard for the 2 games against Qatar and that of Ecuador. I was even tipping them to either draw with Ecuador or whatever it is, but last minute Koulibaly was able to make it for them, and now they've seen themselves show. Now, what you're hoping for is at least we should get 3 out of the 5 African teams going to the round 16 stage of the competition. And I think Ghana can add up to
Mm.
Morocco and Senegal, definitely, sure, because
How
Tunisia
about
is out
Cameroon? You
definitely.
don't think they can beat Brazil?
Oh, that's that country. I think there's something wrong. I think they have certain things that they have to put in place. There is no way, and
Yeah.
just mark
No,
my
no, no,
words.
no,
We are
no.
all
It can
African. There's
happen.
no
It
way.
can happen.
Even if they are to do something better, the best would be draw for them against Brazil, because Brazil is coming in the game all out. They want to top the group and they want to face the second opponent in Ghana's group. So they are very desperate for it, and they are not going to lose the game
Yeah.
against Cameroon. So at least, even if they are not going to fight in with their all, they'll be coming in for maybe a draw, of which I think it will be possible for the Brazilians.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let's jump into the Black Star straight away. But before then, if you want to join the conversation, I've posted the link in the comment section. Let me pin it here, show it here, so you can join the feed here and join the conversation with us. So let's jump to the Black Stars, and I'm sure you've seen the press conference already. Yeah, you've seen the press conference. You've seen Luis Suarez's comments and everything. First of all, do you think he owes Ghana an apology? Manuel, you can kick that off.
Oh, first of all, what I can say is, to my opinion, not in the general, it's not a fact, it's an opinion from my side. It's not a fact.
Okay, okay.
It's somehow 70-30, as in 70 means it doesn't own us any apology, because there was an infringement. And infringement was they gave us a penalty for us to convert it, and unfortunately
Yeah,
we
yeah.
weren't able to convert it. So
We
definitely
could not.
the punishment was we getting a penalty to resolve what we've been through. And I think the trauma continued when Asenwejan sports it. So definitely he was being punished after what's happened. And after the punishment, we weren't able to
Yeah.
utilize the opportunity given us. So you can see that it doesn't own us any apology. That is it. But the 30% that I mean here is like the kind of trauma that we the Ghanaians we've been in. It has been very difficult for
Went
us.
through.
Especially, I quite remember during my time in the SHS. Yeah, that was I think 2010, right? Yeah. During my time in the SHS, I got to the hey
Yeah,
Charlie.
2010.
I even flipped. I even flipped to watch the match. And Charlie, what happened? It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all, Sarah. It wasn't easy at all. So for that one, if you are talking about passion of the game from the Ghanaians, then we need an apology from him. But if we are talking about solely as in what happened, then he doesn't owe us any apology.
And before you end, do you think the Uruguayans were being strategic in bringing Suarez to the presser? You think it was a
Yeah,
plan?
yeah, definitely. I
Some
think so.
say
I think
they
so.
intentionally
But
did bring him in. Yeah.
football is being played on the pitch. It's not what you see outside the pitch. So I think our technical to our technical team to know a lot about what is happening. They know the mind games and everything. So they by all means they will always cool the
Yeah,
boys
the
down. That's
mind
cool.
games.
We know these people when they are coming, they are just doing talk. So let's go to the pitch and play as to how we can just do it. And I think the boys can do it. The boys can do it. It's something that we know. Even if we hide it, that's definitely we are not going for a revenge. We definitely know within our heart that these guys we have to fight out to in order to win them. But they will just put up a strategy that we shouldn't care about the revenge. Definitely, I know it's in their mind and heart that we should go for revenge. I hope you know it. Yeah, that is a innate feeling of the
Yeah, yeah,
players.
yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, you can take over the 2 points there.
Okay. Well, I think Suarez doesn't owe anybody apology. That is to me my opinion. You know, football is never fair. Football is a corrupt sport, if you want to put
Yeah.
it that way. If you watch games, a lot of dark arts that you sometimes you don't even see them at all. It does
Yeah.
happen in games. So I think his punishment was given by the referee on the day. The only thing that I feel like usually I feel bad is if maybe it was today, like the ball I think crossed the line, of which could have been awarded as a goal, for not also going to face another goalkeeper in order to score the goal. That's the penalty that was given to Asamoah, and
Yeah.
unfortunately he missed it. So he doesn't owe, like Otoado said it. Imagine it was Ghana, and let's say we had John Mensah at that time who sacrificed for us to go through. By now we will be holding him
Yeah.
on a high esteem. You get it? So I think it is part of the game.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
heat of the game that actually happened. But I think this is also to play mind games on the Ghanaians, if you don't know, because throwing in
Yeah.
Suarez at this particular moment actually tells us that Suarez is not in his best of
Yeah.
form. But yes, even if you go
Yeah.
and follow the Uruguayans, the way they are even reacting to their matches, their posts on social media and other things, you see most of them are saying put Suarez on the bench, start Nunez as the number 9, and let's move forward. But
Yeah.
at this time, this is where they need him. He has already created some kind of sky in our minds. Okay, let's send him to the pre-match. Let him
Mind.
go and
Yeah.
say something in order to disturb us. That is why Coach Otoado always was saying that
Yes.
this
Mentally.
is also another game that we are just going in for. So I think we should know this is just a tactics, one of those things, in order to play with our minds to actually take us out of that kind of like thinking straight for us to go in like revenge. We want to beat you. Whenever you do that, sometimes you forget yourself. And football, it is always the nitty gritty. It's always the little things that can actually change everything for you. You may get a chance and you may be in a haste. Let me score in order to cause a revenge. So this one will go to the likes of Kudus, Inyaki, and those guys. Whenever they get to the box, this is not the time you'll be like 2010, they scored us. I was a kid. I need to revenge for my people to
Oh,
know that I'm
yeah.
a Liverpool star. No. If you start the game and even if you
The
play
best
80
revenge is
minutes,
to get the 3 points. Yeah.
that is it. Even if you play 80 minutes and it is goalless, we may be leading because I don't think Portugal will allow South Korea to beat them. So we should just go in as one of our group game matches. Even though definitely you are going to remember because there is no way you will say that you forget that Uruguay actually beat us in 2010. You will definitely remember, but it shouldn't affect your system of play. Or it shouldn't affect your assignment on the pitch as a player. If you are assigned to do this, don't say that this is Suarez, I'm going to kill him. No, you are going to take red card. You'll be taken out. So yes, I think we should be focused on our tasks as players, as supporters, as the team. Let's all go for the 3 points or what is at stake for us to qualify. That should be our target. But I think Suarez doesn't owe anybody apology. So I will actually side with him. Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. Let me read through some of the comments, then we continue the discussion. He owes Ghanaians apology. If he allows the ball to enter the net, this penalty will not be awarded. Well, you got the penalty and you couldn't finish it. So how about that? At the time, they want to play mind games by bringing Suarez to the press for the media to face the media. Go Ghana. In 2010, Suarez was playing for Ajax. We lost, but this time around, Kudus is playing for Ajax, and it's our destiny. Is in our hands. Interesting one there. Apology Ichan about Suarez like this. This match for me is simply make things right rather than pure revenge. I think it's quite clear. Getting the 3 points is more important than trying to go in for revenge. Okay, so to the game tomorrow. Before we talk about your preferred 11, and if you want to join the conversation, as I said, the link is in the comments box. You can join the conversation by clicking on the link. I can see one person is already waiting to speak. But before I get your thoughts on the starting 11, tomorrow, looking at Uruguay so far in the competition, they've drawn one game. Where should Ghana be careful when dealing with Uruguay? Where should they focus on? Who should they focus on, if any? What group of players should be watching out for? And you give me your prediction before your starting 11. Yeah, so let's go. Osikeni, you can kick it off.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Now, Uruguay right now, they are really predictably not predictable. Right now, they are not really showing enough in the World Cup. We haven't seen the attacking phase in this particular World Cup. We saw them against South Korea. They were not potent in front of goal, but you know, we say for quality or for experience, you can never buy. We have, or they have Cavani, they have Suarez, they have the likes of Diego Godin. Then Nunez, I think will be the youngest or the least experienced player up front there. So I think
Okay.
they are actually going to worry us in terms of coming in. They know that this is their final. They have been saying it that this is their final game
Yeah,
that
this
they
is
are
their
going to play.
final. Yeah,
So they are going to throw everything at us. For them,
that's
they
for
need the
sure.
3 points at all costs. They don't need 1 point for anything. Therefore, they must go for the kill. They don't have to defend for anything. So this is where you are going to see a player like Federico Valverde, who is going to give a lot of shots from outside the box. He can shoot from 35 yards, 34, 33, 30, up to about the 18 yards box. Anywhere, wherever he stands, he can shoot. And his shots are always a bomb. Like, he just blasts the ball. It is not
Rocket.
just yes, he has the technique. If you watch him kicking the ball, you may not actually appreciate how good he is in terms of kicking the ball.
Yeah,
And he did that against South Korea, of which one of them hit the post. And you can actually feel it in your room that the ball has hit a pole. So it's a player that I think tactically you need to assign one player to him. Yes. If you watch the game against Portugal, Ruben Neves really worked on him, and William Carvalho also did
yeah.
very very well. Whenever you get the ball, make sure that you get one player who will close him down. When you get the space, that's where he's going to target the hole and shoot. So a player like Federico Valverde can be a game changer for them. So we need to keep an eye on him. Nunes has not really shown in this particular World Cup, but quality is always quality. He's a top striker for Liverpool. He's settling in well over there for now. In recent times, he was scoring before the World Cup, and Nunes can cause problem. But the only thing is they can't sit down Suarez. So definitely they will switch Nunes to the left side of attack. Then Suarez will be, or maybe Cavani, then Suarez. One of them may be the main man in there. So Darwin Nunes, we should also work on him on the right side of our defense. I don't know whether it's going to be Tariq Lamptey or Ali Biseidu. Any player assigned to him should make sure that he close him down. He's a player that his first touch is not good. That is it. If you watch all his games, whenever he touches the ball,
Mm,
by the time he's able to control the ball will move away like maybe 4 or 5 yards away from him before he's able to control it again. Therefore, such players, we don't give them space. Immediately they are past the ball, go closer to the player, close him down. He's not good dribbler of the ball. He's not going to worry us that much if you close him down. So I think Nunes, Valverde, then Suarez too. I think this may be his, last dance at the World Cup. So he will try to show something. And also, there will be a lot of people actually going there to watch Suarez. So it's the Suarez who did that in 2010. Let's see 12 years after what he can do. So we keep an eye on these players. And in fact, everyone can come in. Palestri, I think, is also a very good player who can also cause us problems. So these players that I can actually pinpoint out of the team. With my first 11, quickly,
mm.
I will not waste much time. For now, we all know that the goalpost has now been taken over by Atizigi.
I
No contest for
see.
him until maybe any strange thing happens. So Atizigi will be my number one, of course. Then I think this we shouldn't go in there to defend. So if you want to see the three-back system work in this game, I want to see the attacking phase of this three-back. The three-back we used against Portugal wasn't
Portugal
much.
was different.
Yes, but that one, the three back, we did not see the three back even working at all. It was just five back because we didn't see the attacking phase of the game. When we are defending, we must be five, but when we are attacking, then the three should be there. Then the two fullbacks should join attacking phase. Then we get a lot of creativity up front. So if you are going with the three back, of which I think that should be the best for this game, I don't know whether the coach will go for the four back. If the three back, I'll opt for the three center backs to be there because of a lot of aerial balls coming in or going to be sent in this particular game. We have Cavani,
Mm.
Suarez, Nunes, who have the height. They can actually worry
You
us. If you
think
watch the
Suarez will
whole
start for
defensive,
them though?
well, I think they can. They can start it because this is a game of not. I don't know. Cavani hasn't been at the best of forms in recent
That's by
times,
his.
and this is a game of the eye will be on Suarez. So if you start Suarez, the coach will think that psychologically he's going to get us. Some of our players may like
Mm,
this. let's be on him. Let's be on him. Then they can use him as a decoy for other players to operate. So I think we should keep our three centre backs in the game for aerial balls' sake. We should keep the three. Jiku, Salisu, and Mate, they should be there. Then we get the right fullback. I think Tariq should be in the game. Tariq for his offensive work, but Tariq usually gets tired in the second half because he's not been getting a lot of playing time at Brighton due to injuries. We watched him against South Korea, and at a point in time, we got to know that he was exposed because he was really tired. When he gets tired, bring in Dennis Odoi or Tariq Lamptey to what do you call Ali Disedi to replace him. So I'll start Tariq as my right fullback. Then left
Okay.
fullback, I'll go in Gideon Mensah because of defensive abilities. I'll go in for him.
Mhm.
Then in front of the two, definitely I'll have my two pivots. That is Salis Abdul Samad and Pake. I think right now they have been the pair. Elisha also will be on the bench for me. Then in front of them will be the captain for the side. That will be Pierre Morgan Ayew, who scored for Ghana in the first game. He will be the leader. Of course, he has to start. Then with my forwards, I think I'll go in with Kudus and also Iñaki Williams. So this will be my starting 11 for this particular game. Kudus.
So you start Kudus up front with Iñaki.
Yes, I'll start Kudus up front with Iñaki.
Oh,
So
really?
that's yes, that is what I'll go in for. I think Jordan can come in and change the face of the game for us.
Game, okay.
Yes, so I will not opt for fallback. Yes, it worked against South Korea. Many are saying that we don't change a winning team, but there are some winning teams that you can change and you can actually
Can switch
win
it up a
against.
bit. Yeah.
Yes, so I think Jordan will be very good addition, but I want him to also come on. Antoine
You
Semenyo,
don't think
I want to
Antoine? I was about to go there.
yes.
Antoine.
Antoine Semenyo, I think he should be given an opportunity in this game. I don't know how the scores will be, maybe from 50th minutes going, but I just want to see him in the game. I just want to see him in Black Stars jersey playing in the World Cup itself. I think we had enough of Iñaki in the last game that we played. I was actually thinking that maybe from the 75th to 80th minute, we may bring on Antoine to also come and show what he can do. But I want to see
Yeah.
him, even if he doesn't start, of which I don't think he will, he should come on to add some bite up front for the Black Stars of Ghana. So my prediction will be, Ghana 2. We might concede. So Ghana 2, Uruguay 1. Uruguay have not scored yet. I have that bad feeling they may score, but Ghana will score more. So I'll go for Ghana 2, Uruguay 1 in this game. Sure.
All right, Manuel, you can take over. Interesting lineup there. Interesting comments.
Yeah, sure. All right. I'll just touch. I will just explain everything for you to get the clear understanding of the questions as to the prediction lineup
Okay.
and our weak points where we should work on so that we can at least bring something home. Well, I have to start with our lineup. In the goalkeeping department,
Okay.
for now, I don't have any problem. Lawrence Atizigi has proved beyond all doubts that at least he's now ready for the national colors and he's ready to defend whatever comes into his post. Now, as a goalkeeper, you have to be described with what I always call the fact, as in your focus, your alertness, and concentration. And when you're in the post, you should know that your position is the hardest part on the pitch of play. So when you're coming into the game, you should know that whenever your team lose concentration, the ball is coming straight to your post. And are you available to defend your team,
Yeah.
your club, or your nation? That is the questions that as a goalkeeper you should be answering. And looking at Atiziki's performance, he's a goalkeeper that I always describe him as a sweeper goalkeeper. He's 11th outfit player on the pitch of play. Whenever there is a loss of concentration on the defense or in the defense, he just come out to clear the ball, especially against Portugal. Ronaldo had some opportunity in the first half. Immediately, Ronaldo got to the ball. Lawrence Atizigi was there to defend the ball. And you see that some of these goalkeepers, they train them. We are going to meet Uruguay tomorrow. So Olele will be training them. This is how the attackers scores. So when they get the ball, you should get to know that he'll be positioning the ball in this way. You'll be positioning the ball in this way. So whenever the ball gets to Daniel Nunes, you'll be positioning the ball in this. So as a goalkeeper, you should be alert in the post. So whenever you see maybe Edison Cavani with the ball, you see Atizigi is there to defend the ball. Now, going to the defense, I'll be playing four back. The four back system should be in the position of Ali Duseidu as my right back or my number two position, and Gideon Mensah in my left back position. And as fullbacks or left backs and right backs, what you should know that you are always positioned or stationed beside each of the center pair. So you are ready to defend, you are ready to fight your opponent's attack. And when you are a right back or a left back, you should describe yourself that in terms of agility, you are there. Fast, you have
Okay.
to be there. In terms of
Sure.
smartness, you are there in order to clear the balls. Anytime there's a switch of play from your opponents, you get to know that you are the back to defend, even though you'll be going in and be coming out. And I think Ali Duseidu against Portugal, he did well. So he deserved that position against Uruguay. Looking at why they played Tariq Lamptey ahead of Ali Duseidu in the South Koreans game was based on how fast they are. And looking at the quickness of Tariq Lamptey, he would be able to cope with how the South Koreans play. And I think he did well in
Okay.
the first half. In the second half, he was so tight. And looking at that point, I don't know. I am always saying that the 5 goals that we've conceded, it's not in 2 games, but in
Yeah.
2 second halves that we considered those 5 games. We came in
Sure.
the second half and we considered 3
A
against
lot of
Portugal. We came in the second half and we considered 2 against South Korea. So what is the problem? What are they working on? I mean, is it a medical problem? Is it a technical problem? Is it a psychological problem? Are you getting it? So if they are going into the
yeah.
game, they should know that in every second half we are conceding goals, and all the goals that we considered are in the second half. What are the medical team doing? I don't know. Sahara will be the best person to tell. I don't know the weather condition when it gets to where they play yeah.
The
I don't know
physio,
the
the
weather
physio
condition
or
I think fatigue
at all.
fatigue sets in. It's fatigue. Fatigue sets in
Yeah,
at
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
point. Then
So it's
maybe
time
the
for the
substitutions are
physical
not
trainer.
quick
Yeah,
enough.
you should give them extra training so that this is the time that we
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
we have to win.
And the weather
I'm saying that
too
we
at
are going
times.
into the game with the mentality
At
that
times
we
the
are
weather
going to
plays a
win,
part.
not even a draw. Because in football, we've seen a lot of
Yeah,
surprises
that's
in the
the
World
right
Cup.
mentality.
Yeah, if you are saying that South Korea is going to maybe draw against Portugal, or they are going to draw against, they are going
Yeah.
to win, lose against Portugal, you can't predict that. Definitely, you can't predict that. So what you have to do is we are going into the game to win. And from the fullbacks, the left backs, and the right backs, let me move on to the center pair. I will be playing Daniel Amati at the right side and Salis Mohammed at the left side. And they should know that as center pair, you are the leaders of the team. You are going to defend your team in terms of your opponent's attack, and you are going to attack in order to create
Yeah.
chances
Yeah. Yeah.
for your team too. So you are the leaders. So whenever you lose concentration, by all means, you'll be penalized by your opponents. So they should be very careful in that. I think the goals that we've been conceding in the second half is based on our defense, weak defense that we've been having in the second half. That is leading to those goals that we've been conceding. There are certain goals that we can at least just try to avoid. So I think they should know that and work on that. Now, since I'm playing 4-3-3 or in a way 4-3-2-1 formation, in the defensive midfield, definitely I will play Salis Abdul Samad. And he should also know that he's the one that is going
Okay.
to try to do the man marking or zonal marking with the opponents. Whenever they get the ball, I think it's very good at that thing. Whenever they get the ball, he should be there. He should know that whenever he loses the ball is going definitely to his defense. And at that time, are they focused? Are your
Yeah.
defenders focused? When they are not focused, that is it. It's going straight to Lawrence Asizigi, and you don't know what will happen then. Are you getting it? So he should be very alert, focused,
Yeah, I get it.
and very smart on the ball. And I think for the time being, with the 3 matches that he has played for Ghana against Switzerland, Portugal, and South Korea. The guy has been very exceptional, and of which I compliment him for his performance. Now, to the central midfield, definitely I will play Thomas Tai Partey. Yeah, Kweku Yakubu. There's a time we need him most, and he should be very available for us in order to
Thomas Partey.
get a win. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He should know that he's the one going to coordinate the defense and the attack. As a central midfielder,
If you
you have
listen
to
to the
coordinate.
presser today, Partey said he's playing according
Uh-huh.
to instructions. So
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
are not happy
definitely,
with the way
definitely.
he's
But at times, you
playing,
know that you'll be playing against
then
instructions, but your mentality
the
should work.
coach.
No, if the coach has assigned you to do a particular work on the pitch, you can't do
Oh,
yours.
but
If you do
you see,
yours,
the
that
coach
means
can't
you
tell
are
you
winning
to
again.
position the ball, score in a way for him. When you get the ball, you get to know that. I think Mikel Arteta never told this guy Partey to maybe shoot outside the 18 box. But your mentality or your thinking will tell you when I get the ball, I should shoot. That
No,
one
don't
is
you
there.
think that?
Yeah.
No, don't you think that the kind of work that has been given to him, he does it perfectly.
Oh, this time I'm talking about experience. That is why we always say the experience is the best teacher. That is why we need experienced players at this time. I hope you get me.
Yeah.
Osigani? Okay, I think his network is not good. This is the time we
it's
need
network.
experienced player. That's where the experience comes in. So when you're an experienced player, you know what to do with the position, the ball, in terms of the position given to you by your technical team. That is it. Okay, so let me continue. So Thomas Partey should know how to coordinate between the defense and attack. He has to create a lot of chances for the team. And Kudus Mohamed this time around should be given the free position as he did against South Korea. And there's the time when he gets the ball, he should know that he's an attacking midfielder. He's going after receiving the ball, he has to pass the ball, he has to control the ball. Yes, definitely. I think Kudus will be able to do that. And to our ringers, either Dede Ayew or Jordan Ayew, I prefer playing both Dede Ayew and Jordan Ayew in the game against Uruguay. At first, I was in support of what people have been saying that too. I think when we play this, yeah. But the guy has come out to prove all of us that.
But the problem with it is that it's not consistent. That's what most people had issue with. He can do it, then some games he can be so off. It's frustrating at times to watch.
Sure.
So I think that was people's issues with him. But yes, he did a great job in that game versus South Korea. So you think both of them should start?
Okay. And to the ringers, I think their main position on the pitch is to control the ball and do a lot of crosses with the ball.
Okay.
So whenever they get a ball, as Jordan did against South Korea, when there's a crossing, you just come in, pull it out. Maybe Kudus or Salisu is in. Then the ball is in the net. Fast. This fast connection. And Inaki will be leading my attack. This time around, a lot of people watch the game with passion. Like as a striker or as a center forward, you have to be prolific. But do they also check the kind of rounds that the center forward does on the pitch of play? Do people also check that? Because looking at the game against South Korea, Inaki was doing a lot of runs for Ghana, and Kudus had that free roll to score. Are you getting it? Anytime the
So I think that's what helped
concentration
Kudus a lot.
Yes, exactly. So when people are watching the game and they are saying that Inaki is not up to expectation and whatever it is, yes, I think.
That would have been our last conversation about Iñaki Williams. Yes.
Okay.
I was going
Okay.
to
So let
ask.
me
So
just
since we've gotten
some of
into
the
it,
points so I'll get
do
more
you
to better
think we should
points.
give someone
All
else?
right. So I think going into the game against Uruguay, they'll be coming with the likes of Sergio Richards in the post, the likes of Jose Maria, the likes of Sebastian. This Sebastian guy, what's his name? Sebastian Coates, whatever the name is. Yeah, they'll be coming in with Diego Gordon. I think they'll be coming in with 3-5-2 formation. That's what I think. Because Darwin Nunes and Anderson Cavani will be leading the attack of them, and they'll be playing Valverde and that Tottenham guy, Bentancur, that Rodrigo Bentancur Koeman. Yeah, will be in the middle. He's a very sharp player indeed. So we should know how to stop those players. And my problem is the weakest point in our department is the defense in terms of the second half. In terms of the first half, they are very, very good, exceptional. But this time around, with all due respect, they should defy all odds in order to defend perfectly right from the start of the game to the end of the game. They should come in all with their hearts that they are ready no matter what's happened, no matter the atmospheric condition. They will try to defend the true colors of the nation, and they are ready to celebrate the victory against Uruguay. And I'm going to predict 2-1 for Ghana. They shouldn't even score sometimes. 2-0. Yeah. They shouldn't even jubilate in Uruguay. Yeah. They shouldn't even jubilate. Yeah. We have to score. Then we can score. Looking at our games against Switzerland, Portugal, and South Korea, we were all limiting our expectations going into the tournament. But I think what the
We're
boys have done
cautiously
so
optimistic. Yeah.
yeah, they can do something better. So looking at the Uruguayan team, they are nothing. They are nothing. They are just having the big name that Uruguay is a football nation. But looking at this tournament specifically, they are zero. Nothing to write home about. So I'll end here then, Sahar, you just continue. We are ready. We are ready to give all the salvations.
Okay, so Sikeni, on the final one, before we allow people to talk today, I think it's the Iñaki Williams conversation. Let's run through that a bit. What are your thoughts on Iñaki Williams and his contribution to the Black Stars team? Should someone else be getting a chance? Should he be substituted earlier for someone else to play in that position? Is he doing enough for you? What are your thoughts on that?
Should I go?
Yeah, go.
Sure. Okay. Iñaki Williams, yes. I think a lot of Ghanaians are expecting at least a goal from him by now, and he hasn't done that yet. So definitely, as a striker, your card that you can actually trade with is your goals, and to some extent your assist. And I think he's yet to be doing those things for us. And one unfortunate incident was the second goal. Or was it the third goal rather for Ghana?
The third goal. He missed the shot.
Why he missed the shot and Kudus were there or like was there to actually save him from a particular video that would have been trending by now. So I think Iñaki Williams, even if you watch him at Atletico Bilbao, I've been saying this that he's not a striker who actually scores a lot within a season, even for his club side. There were seasons that he had 13 goals in the season, 12, 15. I think the highest he's had. Really puts pressure on him on that front. We should rather try to redefine his position. If you look at his coach Ernesto Valverde, when he came back to Atletico Bilbao, and he got to know that the striker was not really scoring as the number 9 for him, he now started redefining his position. So if you watch Atletico Bilbao's games, they started changing him from the out-and-out striker to the right wing. Then they brought in another striker, I think I'm forgetting the name, who was scoring a lot of goals for them before this World Cup. So they tried to redefine him to give him a particular job to do on the pitch, because a lot of work that he does on the pitch that you can't maybe get a player who will do that for you. He will press like he's going to go for aerial duels. Let's not forget that Uruguay, they have the heights, so when those aerial duels comes, he has to come back to defend. We saw him against South Korea a lot of times in our own box where he was there and he was actually heading balls away. That actually sent my man back to where Jose Mourinho was coaching Chelsea. There was a time that he was keeping Didier Drogba on the field for 90 minutes. As of that time, many were expecting him that he would at least substitute him. That time he was aging and bring on a new striker. And he told them that as of that point, he was having four defenders. Out of the 4 defenders, 2 were shots. And Drogba will now have to come back and complement that area for the 2 short defenders. He has to come back and help them, because Chelsea was playing against a certain West Ham who was using top players, and they will be sending a lot of crosses in there. So I think we can actually redefine his position up front there. If he is not working as the main man, the main talisman, the main center forward, we can switch him to the right wing, whether Kudus may be used as the first 9 or we may play alongside him as a Semenyo in a game. I think we can actually try that in the course of the game. I don't want us to do that from the beginning, maybe against Uruguay, then we
Against yeah.
switch. And yes,
No,
we
no,
can
no,
try
no, no, no.
course of the game, maybe we introduce another player, maybe Semenyo, to play as the out and out striker, then we shift Iñaki to the right because he was excelling in that area against Switzerland. Let's not forget, in the second half, he was shifted to the right wing and he was actually doing well. So I think this is my
Yeah.
take on him. Yes, he should start for us, but if the going gets tough for him, we should try to find a way for him to actually excel on the pitch, as it is done for him in Atletico Bilbao.
For Madrid. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So
The network
that's
is
on that.
the network is giving us all a bit of issues, but we'll bring on Gio.
Mm.
Gio Agbenyo, you've been in the stream for long. Let me add you to it. I think welcome. Thank you for joining us. Your mic is off. We can't hear you.
Okay.
Okay,
Am I?
I think we can hear
Can you
you.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Good evening.
So,
Good evening.
first evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. You all? You good?
We're good. We're good.
Fantastic.
We're good.
Osikeli, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Sahara. My first time
Thank you.
meeting
Thank
you one-on-one. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, in Italy. Yeah. And I've been following you guys
Okay,
for a
network.
while. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So
Yeah. Okay. So let's go this way. I think we would delve into tomorrow what you expect from the team and your thoughts on the Iñaki Williams situation. Should we be more patient with him? Should someone else join him? So the expectations tomorrow, if you can give us your 11 quickly as well, and the Iñaki Williams situation. Let's go.
well, I think thank you once again for the opportunity. I think I will start from Inaki and I end with my lineup or suggestion what I think. Firstly, I think
Okay.
Inaki is not doing bad for me. He's working
Okay.
because it's not easy. His first time with the team and he's trying his best. This is what I see. And for what Skelly said, I think I will I will defend Inaki because that goal that Kudus scored, to me, it's easier for Kudus to score rather than Inaki because the direction of the ball and the way he was standing, and Kudus was, and he's a left-footed. So I think it's easy for Kudus to put it in the net rather than Inaki. So it's, I think, 95% for me.
Oh, okay.
Football, but I'm just playing some of the lower leagues here in and I think the guys, let me come to the team and what I think. The guys are doing well. They are doing fantastic job.
Yeah, what you expect
Because,
tomorrow?
yeah, from starting from Portugal, I think we all saw what happened, and the guys they are great. They are not scared of any team. This is what I see. They are not scared. They can beat any team. They have the confidence right now, and I believe in them. And for the selection and everything, I think depends on the coaches and the staff because they are there. They are training with them, and I think it's been fair. For me, I was a bit criticizing Jordan when he started him. Yeah, for me personally, and it backfired. Yeah, because as Sasi you said, his performance is like ups and downs like
Once
this.
again, can you hear him? I think network is bad at his end.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear him.
Oh, Sasi, maybe your network is yeah. Sorry. So for Jordan, I think he can continue on this form. I think because you have to try him again, give him that same confidence the week before, and I think he can deliver once again because he have to try. There's no harm in trying. We just have to stick to the plan And if things are not going well, he can just drop him because this is a final too. It's a final game for us. It's not just it's a final. I know the Uruguayan says it's a final for them, and for us too, it's a final. So if in case we don't see any improvement from any player, maybe some player is going like, we just have to bring him back to the bench and let a player who can do it. And I think one thing that I would say, and Sasi, you were there once. I think you were there. The conference with Uruguay today. Maybe you were there, and the person who asked about, I don't think he is a Ghanaian, who asked about the 2010 World Cup, because I don't even want to hear that. As they were saying, this is a different situation. We have the history with him. And
can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, I can hear you too. And
but can you hear him as well?
Yes, I can hear him.
Okay.
So just work on. You can flow. I think he work on this.
Okay. Then I think there is no apology that he have to submit or anything. This is it's like a kiss play. This is not a joke. It's a World Cup, man. Someone is dying for his country, and you are telling him to apologize. Why? I know Ghanaians will curse him and something. Yeah, that's your own opinions. You can do whatever you want. But what I was thinking, even back then at the 2010, was maybe the referee could have called a replay of the penalty, because as a red carded player has to leave the pitch. He was still on the pitch and they played this penalty. Maybe for some team, or maybe when it was the other way around, maybe they could have said, "Oh, why are you still on the pitch?" Something like that. But it happened just like the Portugal against us. Yeah, the same. Not even looking at the VAR, like the African teams, the VAR doesn't work for us. We don't know, but we have to put our minds forward and try to push forward. And the last thing maybe I'll hit on it is the defense, our defense. They are doing good. This is what I see. Maybe the players need to get the much awareness at the back, because fine, we try to score, but we sit down there for them to come equalize, or maybe we just sleep a bit. And we have to be a bit calculated on the ball, because like Salisu is doing a fantastic job. He scored, he's defending well, he's strong, he thinks a lot in front. It's very good, perfect. But he have to calculate the ball, when to bring his leg and when to use his head, because this was a little mistake that I saw from him. You have to know when to use his leg. Like how the player stole the ball from him, he was using his leg. He's supposed to go with him with the head. But I think sometimes, these are the petty things. Ghana, we have a strong team. And I believe we can bring the cup, because why not? The boys are not scared. They are not scared of any team. Whether it's Brazil, fine, we were, we lost against Brazil, but still we can beat them. If they say, oh, they beat us, no, we can beat them. This is what I believe, because the guys make me believe that, yeah, we can do something. They have the confidence. Yeah, so for the lineup, I think I'll go with what Sasi, I think I watched your other video before I came. And your lineup that you is fantastic. One thing that I say is about the right back position. I think I will use Alidu rather than Tariq, and maybe at the latter, in the second half, maybe he can bring Tariq, because I think that Alidu is more aggressive, and this game I think we need this at the back. Yeah, we need this. We need the and he's a bit harsh. I love this defender. He is good on this. His mental too is like crazy. I like that. Yeah. So I think this is my take. I don't have much to say, but we have to just leave the coaches and the staff to do what's best for us
Do
because
their work.
we can all just say something, but we don't have the power to change anything. We just have to pray and fingers crossed. Like we are going to we support the boys. Yeah, this is what I can say. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you for joining us. I'm adding Supreme Quartz right now. I'm adding him right now. If you want to join the stream, it's comment. Is the comment pinned here? Let me just post it again. If you want to join the stream, a moment. Yeah, hold on. If you want to join the stream and let us know your thoughts on tomorrow's game, I just posted it in the comments box, and it's highlighted on the stream. So let's go. Let me start off from here. Do you think Suarez owes us an apology before we get into the team news and everything? Do you think Suarez owes us an apology for 12 years ago?
All right. Good evening to everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It's
Good
nice to be on
evening.
here again. Yeah. So on the context of Suarez, no. I've been feeling the same throughout from back then until now. Suarez wouldn't be a topic of conversation if Asamoah Gyan put the penalty in the net. That's all there is to it. If Gyan scores,
Okay.
that is it. We don't really think about Suarez that much. So so when we come here, when we talk about the fact that we should have won, yes, we should have. But what we got wrong was that we missed the penalty. It wasn't that Suarez did something and we didn't have a
Yeah.
way of making amends against the rules. Suarez did basically, in his own way, a tactical foul, even though the circumstances of foul. So, but I mean, it was a tactical foul. He did it for his country. And to be honest, I respect him for that. I personally don't like him as a player for other reasons, like him. I remember him biting a Chelsea player. I remember him
Fighting.
biting another player, doing racist things. Those are things I dislike him for. But the thing he did against Ghana, it's all part of the sport. But it's important that we keep our heads down, and it's important that we go here not with the mindset of like revenge. We were robbed. But we should go with the mindset of saying, look, we should have won that game. We could have won that game. This is a time we need to make things right. That's how I see it.
Okay, so someone is saying here to what you just said that a good sportsman plays fair. Was Suarez fair? A cheat must apologize. A quick reaction to that.
What's the point of complaining about that? We see how football is now. People dive all the time, and we even us against South Africa. Amate dived for that time. I mean, Darouk did give a bit of contact, but I mean, Amate dived. It's that simple. I remember the chaos when South Africans were coming here, to your comment section, and I saw the fighting.
Yeah,
I
my
saw the
goodness.
fighting. So I mean, football is like that. It's devolved into this kind of thing where players have do whatever they can or use sort of dark arts to gain
To
an
win.
advantage.
Yeah.
It's part of the game, and we just have to incorporate things like that. That we must factor in for things like that, and just try get a win at the end of the day. You have to factor in for potential bad refereeing decisions, potential you know potential dark arts from players. We have to factor all such things in. It's important that you think about these things because football has changed a lot. It's not a rosy thing where everybody's going to be a good sport. But I don't think Suarez should. I mean, if Suarez apologizes, it would be nice, but that's not on my mind right now. We just need to get the win. We just need to make things right.
All right. So moving on to tomorrow's game, what do you expect? What team are you looking out for and your prediction?
Okay, so I decided to take some time to actually rewatch the Portugal and Uruguay game to like really understand certain things
Okay.
about Uruguay. And I
Uruguay.
noticed that their midfield, Vecino, Bentancur, and Valverde, none of them really sit in front of the defense when they press opposition. In particular, Bentancur plays in the middle of the midfield, but he would be the one pressing a lot. And what that does, it leaves a hole between the midfield line and the defensive line. And I think that's a very good area to exploit. I recall there were a few times when Bernardo Silva would actually got the ball in those areas and created chances by exploiting that space. I want Kudus there. That's where I want Kudus. And I think that the profile of Uruguay's midfielders aren't players who can control games. And I've been particularly disappointed with how Ghana have failed to really, maintain some sort of control of games in the past two games. Because against Portugal, fine, and Portugal, they have high profile players. But against against South Korea, I mean, our midfielders are better than theirs. We really should have had more possession. We really should have been able to move the ball a bit better. And there were periods where we were able to do that. And that's why I think we should be able to do that against Uruguay. And that's something I want to see. I'm thinking of Salih Abdul Samed and Thomas Partey. These are two of the most informed defensive midfielders in Europe's top five leagues. And you look at Mohamed Kudus, he's one of the most informed attacking midfielders in the world. So why not? Why is it not possible for us to really try go and take the game to them, to go have a bit of a way of controlling games better? I think that's something we really need to do. Don't give Uruguay a chance to breathe, because I look at their strikers, they're veterans, and of course there's Darwin Nunez as well. Well, they're veterans, they can punish you. They can punish you. So I think it's very important
Yeah.
that we really focus on such things. So I don't want Uruguay to have the ball. I want Ghana to have the ball. I want us to really control things a lot better. And I want to be a lot better, in particular from Thomas Partey. So, yeah, Thomas Partey in particular. I feel some people might disagree, but I feel he's been underwhelming. I need to see more from him. This is a game where I wanted to really show
He
why.
said today that he's playing to instructions.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. He is playing to
He
instructions.
said today he
And I can
plays to
tell that it's
instructions. So
holding him
probably he's
back.
the coach. Yeah,
I can tell it's holding him back. That's why I'm basically imploring
yeah,
Otto Addo to play in a system that will really suit him better, because he's one of our key players. So I want someone like him
okay,
really
yeah, yeah,
playing to his strengths, playing in a way where he can make those therapeutic passes further forward. And I think Cruz being in that free role, just in behind the midfield, will make them a lot more wary. And they know now, with all the talk about Kudus, they know he's our danger man. So I'm sure the marking will be tight on him. And if the marking is tight on him, that's going to free space for our midfielders, albeit in particular Thomas Partey. You see, and
yeah,
that's why I think it's very important that we really try control again. I think we have the tools to really stick it to Uruguay and just put them to bed. I think we really
yeah.
can do it. So I don't know. Would you like me to
Okay,
state
so
a
quickly
starting
your
lineup?
lineup.
Okay. Okay, sure. So goalkeeper,
Yeah,
I
your
don't think there's
lineup.
much debate.
Yeah,
Atizigi's done very well. So it was much better than we all
yeah.
expected. He's done well. I mean, he's conceded a lot of goals. Personally, I was disappointed with how he handled the second goal, and also felt some of the saves he made were very theatrical. So it's quite funny to see certain saves he made. But you know what? He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job, and it's important for him to continue that confidence. So yeah, of course, Atizigi is going to be in. The defense is where I'm going to make very specific changes based on how I want Ghana to play tomorrow. So left back, I'm going to have Gideon Mensah. You may recall that I may have had Baba Rahman in the team earlier the last time he had this stream.
Yeah, yeah. You are a Raman fan. I think
No, not a Rahman fan. It's just more of not of I just feel certain things Rahman does might are a bit better than Gideon Mensah. But in this particular case,
does.
I
Okay.
feel Gideon Mensah has certain attributes that would be better suited for this game. When I in the South Korea game, I think Gideon Mensah was the had the second highest most touches
Okay.
for Ghana in that game. So it shows you that if you want to play a possession game, it would make sense to have someone like Gideon Mensah who's going to get on the ball more and is a bit more comfortable in possession. So it's based on the way I want Ghana to play. That I'm going to go Gideon Mensah. And of course, Gideon Mensah has the momentum. He basically got the assist to the Kudus goal. He had a relatively decent performance. So I'm going to stick with him. Then in the back four, of course, Salisu's been in excellent form. He reads the game very well. I do feel like he's done a very good job in really protecting the left back. Like so, whether it's in a back four, back five, he's done a good job. So I'm keeping him. Now, I had a bit of a headache with who stands next to him. Of course, I was initially fine with Amate just playing next to him. I mean, Salisu and Amate both play in the EPL, and in the last few games, they've been establishing a good partnership in
Yeah,
a backfield.
they've been
But
good together. Yeah,
yeah,
partnership.
they've been
Yeah,
good. They've been good. But unfortunately for us, Amate was silly enough to collect a yellow card in very comical fashion in the South Korea game. And what I'm thinking about is that
yeah,
if we qualify for the next game, we're likely going to meet Brazil. And if we were to, and in that particular case, if Amate was to get a yellow card in this game, he's going to be suspended. And I think Juku is, more or less equal to him, and he can do a good job.
yeah,
It's something I'd rather not risk
yeah.
if we don't have to. So I think Jiku can be introduced this time to play next to Salisu. I reckon they'll do a
So
good job.
you'd play Amate,
So Jiku next to Salisu.
Jiku instead of Amate. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Then on the right back, this might come
Okay.
a bit of a surprise because I remember the last time I was here, we did give Dennis Odoi a bit of heat, but I'm gonna start him. No, there's a
Yeah.
very specific reason I'm doing this. In the
Oh,
Uruguay's
okay.
game so far, they've had Darwin Nunez really focus on that left hand side. And what Darwin Nunez does, even though he's not really firing goals, there's a very specific thing he does where he runs in behind and he will really try to use his strength to get ahead of defenders. So it might draw a foul in a similar fashion to the way Jordan Ayew does it, or the defender may get out muscled, and that way it will leave him free to be able to either take a shot or try assist. I noticed that was very effective in the South Korea match, but then the end product was lacking. So I feel we need someone at right back who's gonna be, disciplined, who's gonna be fairly strong in order to be able to go and one up him and take him on. And if you look at the height of our right backs, Ali Dusainu, Tariq Lamptey, Dennis Odoi. Dennis Odoi, he's the heaviest, he's the tallest, and he's the most disciplined. He's not going to bomb forward that much. So we can really look at Darwin Nunez and he can take care of him. Unfortunately for us, Darwin Nunez is not actually a skillful, speedy winger. So, this suits him perfectly. I think he'll be able to handle it. So I'm gonna have that's my back four: Gideon Mensah, Salisu, Amate, and Dennis
Okay.
Odoi.
So
That's my back four. Now, defensive mid,
Jiku.
I'm going to go for 4-2-3-1
Okay. Amate.
formation.
That's okay.
Defensive midfield is going to be the same. Salis Abdul Samed, he's
Okay.
been a revelation for us. I really enjoyed his play. He just keeps things ticking for us, and he
I
really knows
love the
where to
guy.
be.
I love the guy.
Yeah, he's been
Serious.
fantastic. He's been fantastic. He keeps things ticking for us. He really knows where to be in a defensive transition most of the time. And his passes, he doesn't really, unless he's trying to be adventurous, he rarely gives it
Come
away.
on, this network.
So I think it's important to have him. And then Thomas Partey, I'm expecting a big game from him tomorrow. And I want us to play in a way that is going to unlock him and is going to free him a bit better. Yeah. So that's my two. Then I'm going to have an attacking midfield
Okay.
three. In the 10, I think I spoke about it earlier. Mohamed Kudus, he's our best player. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. He's our best player. So, and I want him in that 10 role because I believe if you have him in that area in between the lines, right, either Uruguay are going to have to really mark him, and it's going to really make their pressing game very uncomfortable, which will free Thomas Partey to really play his game, or they'll leave Mohamed Kudus, and when Kudus gets the ball, he'll have the space to really punish them. And I think that's going to be key to winning this match. Right, so Kudus is a 10. I didn't really like the way he was on the right in the last game, even though he scored. I did feel he was misplacing some passes and he
Oh
wasn't really
yeah.
connecting as much. But I want him playing at his best, and I think this would be the best way to use him. And on the right side, I'm going to come in with a bit of a surprise. I want Osman Bukhari to start on the right side. I've been looking at Uruguay's left back, and I don't think he is really that good defensively. And I want us to exploit that. I want us to really exploit that. I think we need a right winger
That's
who's
a really
skillful.
important game. Do you think the coach can take that risk?
You might see it as a risk, but let's not forget, Osman Bukhari has scored in this competition already. He must be full of confidence. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, I was very angry with the fact that he wins when he scored and we were still 3-2
That
down and he went to go
celebration.
do this. I didn't like that. Personally, I view it as us punishing him by not playing him in the next game. I feel that that was basically his punishment. So this
Yeah,
game, I think it will make sense to throw
yeah,
him
that
on.
was it.
I think he will give the left back a lot of trouble. Okay, so that's someone. And since Dennis Odoi won't be bombing forward that much, I think Bukhari Harry can can hold his own alone on that right wing. Then on the left wing, I'm sure it's been very clear that I'm a critic of Jordan Ayew. But again, it's going to be surprising to you, but I want him to start. But it's not. I'm not saying this on a form based thing. For me, it's purely tactical.
Okay.
I think we must always be mindful to not keep things, to not really keep, you know, to not just look at one game in a vacuum. Let's have it straight. Before that game, Jordan Ayew was poor, very poor. Well, even in the Switzerland game, I wasn't pleased with his game. We saw how he did against Portugal. I was very upset with the
Portugal
very
as well. He lost the
a
ball
bit
twice
upset.
and he conceded 2 goals. Yeah.
Right. Brazil, he was terrible. I mean, let's not look at these things in a vacuum. But he did perform well against South Korea. And there are very specific things he's been doing that I believe that will be useful in this game. Firstly, his set pieces have gotten better. I'm hoping it remains the same way because we're going to need a set piece taker. Initially, I usually like Chire to do that, but if Jordan Ayew is doing it well for now, I'm going to keep it that way. Then Jordan Ayew's ability to draw fouls. Initially, I get annoyed with it because of the way the area he does it when we could be moving the ball forward. Well, it's a very annoying. I do feel like his final third awareness is usually not there, but I think it's going to be useful in this way because I believe that we can throw Suleimana on in the second half for him. And if the right back were to get a yellow card from accumulating a lot of fouls on Jordan Ayew, imagine the way he'll suffer when Suleimana is on that left wing attacking him. That's the kind of mindset I have. And of course, that the way he played in that game is going to give him lots of confidence. Do I expect him to play well in this game? To be honest, no, because Jordan Ayew is very inconsistent. But I think there are very specific tactical uses that he can give to us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start him in this one. And it's important to you do want to also play players on merit. If he performed well, let's continue that way. So we'll go. I'm going to go with that. Then up front, mm, I thought about this for a
Up
while. Initially, I was
front,
just thinking, we're going to continue Iñaki Williams. It's fine. Personally, in fact, I think I want to go on a tangent and talk about
Iñaki
Iñaki Williams.
Williams.
I don't think he's necessarily been bad, but he's not been amazing. I do think he's been better than a lot of the strikers we've had in the past, as far back. I think the last time we saw a better performance in the striker role, or in the pure striker role for a lot, has been years ago. Well, I think he's been doing better than what Afena was doing. He was doing better than what Jordan Ayew was doing there. Yeah, doing better than Caleb Ekuba and Richmond Bachi. I think he's been doing better than them. But I feel it's not enough, and it's particularly because Otto Addo doesn't really play to his strengths. And another thing is that Portugal's defense, they don't play a high line. I think people were mentioning earlier that their centre backs are a bit slow. That's why they don't play a high line. They kind of sit back and they just let the attackers come onto them. And that's not going to suit Iñaki Williams because he's the type of striker who likes to run in behind. So so I prefer to just have someone who's that clutch factor, who is a bit more clinical there. Yeah. So I'm gonna have Andre Ayew up front, and he is the only player who was presence in this squad when we played Uruguay back then. So this is gonna have a lot of emotional value for him.
Okay.
He is the captain of the team, and we do know he has that clutchness factor. So I think that's going to be useful to him. And of course, I think it might be too much to hope for, but if Jordan Ayew can put in a good cross to Kudus and Andre Ayew, and he does that in this game, and Andre Ayew's in the box, I feel like we'll drive from it. So I feel it'll make sense to bring someone like him in. But in the second half, it'll be guys like Semenyo, Iñaki Williams. It'll be guys like them that I like to throw on afterwards. So that's the way
Okay,
I'm
so
thinking about it.
he's still up front for you.
No, I'm for this game, no. But in a general sense, I'm still fine with Iñaki Williams. But in this particular game, I'm gonna go with Andre Ayew up front.
Wow. Okay, it's interesting. Thank you.
So
Thank you so much, Supreme. Thank you
it's a
for,
pleasure.
for joining us.
Thank you
Yo,
for having me.
sure. So, Nana Opoku, are you ready? Can I bring you on?
Yeah, give me like a minute.
Okay. People is in the comments. Okay, I didn't think it's ready. Andre, I'm bringing you on. I think there's a game in a couple of minutes time, so let's wrap it up a bit. Andre, you can go. I think first off, let me ask you, Iñaki Williams. Does someone else need to be given a chance? Has he been given too much leeway?
No. I think we keep him in the team. I just agree with the previous caller. It's funny, when I was on last, he was on before me, and I agreed a lot with what he said again, because I think if it's me as well, I'm gonna completely throw a spanner in the works as well, and I'd actually play Andre up front in this game, because I think Kudus needs to be freed in his actual rightful position. I think he's done a great job in terms of playing two different positions. The first game, left centre mid, and then the second game, right midfield. He's out of his normal positions, and he's done well in both games. However, I think in this game here, with the profile of Uruguay's midfielders, if you put him in that AM position and free him, I think you also see the best of Inaki Williams as well. However, I think to build Inaki Williams' confidence and so forth, I think it will be better to put him on the right and put, Andre up front, because we all know he's not going to be dropped for this game. So we have to find what's the best position that we can put him in that will also enable our best players to flourish. And I think Partey also is struggling in terms of when he gives the ball to Andre, it's very stagnant. He gets the ball, he holds it up, and it will come straight back to Partey. Whereas if you've got Kudus can spin. You know how he likes it when defenders are close to him. He'll spin you, and he's off. If he's in that hole in front of both Salis and Partey, and he's getting those balls in dangerous positions, he's attacking players like Godin, who are 37 or so, old players. And then that's where I think if Anaki's playing on the right and is quite smart with his runs, he can cut in. That's when the opportunity for those through balls and so forth. And we all know how dangerous Andre is in the box. So me personally, I think for this game, the way Otto likes to change his lineups every game, keep the other manager guessing, I think this would be a great one to do in terms of changing it around, because I've been crying out for Kudus to be in the AM position for quite a while. I can see as I said, he's done very well in these odd positions. But if you look honestly in that game, in the second game, the last game that we played against Korea, Tariq did well. People are not giving him credit because he was defending two players literally throughout. There was moments in that first half where Partey was shouting at Kudus, get back. But then you're thinking to yourself, that's our best player. We really want him up the pitch, conserving his energy and using it where he can damage and hurt teams. But look what he's having to do, because he's having to accommodate, because Andre's playing in that position. Andre's done well in terms of the pressing and so forth. That's fair. But if we're all being honest, we all really need Kudus in that free role there. So when he gets the ball, he can actually damage the teams. But we're not actually having that. And he's having to move across left, right, because we're fixing Andre in that position. So I think the good thing is Uruguay's defenders are not fast. They're not any younger than Andre. So I think it's best to put him up front and have pacey wingers, because as the previous caller said, their fullbacks are not strong. So if we have pacey wingers, and Inaki is a smart player. People are they're not looking at the certain things he does. He's not a basic player. He's actually quite smart. I think if you stick him on the right, he'll know what his role is on the right. He's not going to play exclusively like a right midfielder. He's going to know I'm a right forward, a la like Salah and so forth. I'm trying to score from that right wing. I'm trying to get in. Positional wise, he'll move into dangerous positions. Then he's relying on you, the attacking midfielder or the left winger, if you're crossing the ball, to get him the balls as he's drifting into those positions. And he's shown, the only thing that I think everybody will agree with is he's shown he's got the energy to run for 90 minutes. So I think he can do that back and forth, up and down the wing. It's not a position he's foreign with, because he plays it for Bilbao sometimes. It's either up front or he's playing on the right. So I think the manager should think about doing that. And if you're getting balls in the box and it's scrambles and so forth, we know Andre, he's a very dangerous player in the box. So I think that's the change I would make if I'm the manager. The only complaint, because I know we all want to go and watch the game, that I would make is I've been very disappointed with the GFA and the communications with the Instagram and so forth. I feel like we're celebrating this career victory too much. I think we need to because my brother said this to me today, and I said I can't answer you. I agree with you totally. We didn't come to the World Cup just to beat Korea. I don't think any one of us, all three of us, or four of us would say that's our achievement. That's what we waited 4 years just to beat Korea. And so, well, there's too much celebrating. They're now awarding Kudus an extra man of the match award, and so. But no, forget it. That was just one game. were putting murals of Kudus and posting it on the official page. And I did something today. I went on Portugal, Uruguay, England, and all their Instagram, their official football Instagram pages. And to be fair, there's a level of professionalism in the posts. Us, it's like we're just too excited, and I'm like, why we didn't come here just to beat Korea?
It's like someone's personal blog where they
everything. And Starboy. It's like we're not behaving professionally. At the end of the day, he didn't do it by himself. I love him to bits, but he didn't do it by himself. As a professional page, to be naming your boy Starboy and stuff, that's not professional. We should be doing that as fans, not the Ghana official Instagram and Twitter handle. It doesn't come across well, because if I believe the boy is humble, but if he's not humble, even that would go to his head that, I'm the guy, I've done. No, we haven't done anything yet. We need to be, if we lose to Uruguay, what did it mean that we beat South Korea? Nothing. Nothing. So I would say that I would, I don't know if you, whilst you're there, if you get a chance to say a word to them, and should take it easy, because if you're really focused on a goal, they've been talking semi-final. We've just beaten South Korea, so we haven't done anything. So I would tell them to please ease with their communication.
So before you get into your team, let's say your team for tomorrow, I think let me get your reaction on the Suarez issue. Does he owe us an apology?
No. If it was Jan and he did it for us, we'd be lauding him that wow, we finally made it to the semis. Well, Jan had two opportunities. We shouldn't even use that as a narrative, to be fair, because all jokes aside, at the time and for years that have passed, we've been all insulting Suarez and so forth. But now we're here. And when you think about it, literally, it doesn't make sense for us to keep on talking about it like that. Jan had a penalty to score. He scored two previous penalties. He missed that one. If he had scored that one, we wouldn't be talking about Suarez. So that's our own fault. Then we also had a penalty shootout, and we decided to balloon that one and mess it up as well. So no. He did what he had to do for his country, to be fair. The best payback we can give them is by beating them tomorrow. Simple.
Yeah, tomorrow. Okay. Your team, you expect, and your prediction. Yes.
Expect or the team I want. Which one do you want?
The team you want.
Okay. I'd like Ati Ziggy at the back. I'd go with Alidu Seidu right back, just to be cautious, but with a tactical mindset of when it gets into the second half, about 10 to 15 minutes in, bring in Tariq to really bomb down that right, and really, because I feel like they'll be tired at that point, so we could really damage them. So because of the way they use Nunes to drift to the left, I just feel that let's just be cautious first, because at the end of the day, we only need a point, but I don't want us to sit back. So that's the reason why I'm still going with a 4 back rather than a 5 back. I heard what the previous caller said about Amate and the yellow card and so forth, but the only way I disagree with him is at the end of the day, we need to win this game. We can't worry about this game. So that's where I disagree that you can't.
There might be no next game if you don't play your best player. So
exactly, you lose. You feel like an idiot. So exactly. So for me, we'll worry about yellow cards and all that later. So Amate has to play, because to me, he's been the leader at the back. He's really impressed me, to be fair. The only points I've been disappointed is when Lamptey, they pass Lamptey, that South Korea guys, they get past Lamptey. He was standing there rather than attacking the crosser of the ball to stop the crosses to be so easy. So hopefully they've done their video analysis and they'll correct that. So yeah, it will be him and Salisu for me, because Salisu's been a godsend. To be fair, that guy's been the godsend. I played him a
Rolls Royce defender.
Yeah, he's amazing. Left back would be Mensah. I was also impressed with him. Disappointed on the second goal. I think if he had literally just jumped up, it would have stopped that from happening. Again, hopefully he will learn from that. But on the ball, he was smooth. Great assist as well, if you want to give him the assist. Salis and Partey. Salis again is becoming my guy. I'm feeling that guy. He's drew a big move. His team was very smart to sign him to a contract. His team signed him to an extension before the World Cup. Very smart move, because he's a baller. And then, as I said, I'll play Williams on the right. I'll play Kudus AM. I'll stick Andre Ayew up front. And this is a guy I've also insulted as well. But you know what? I credit where it's due. And I think he deserves another start. So I'll play Jordan on the left with the mindset of, just as the previous caller said, if we bring on Kamal Dean at the right time, I don't want to also see the manager making 3 or 4 subs at the same time. That destroys the team. Even if you were winning, You do it one by one to kill off the time. And even if you're going to bring players on, you can't just bring 3 on at the same time. It doesn't work. Both games when you've done that, it's messed us up. The whole rhythm is messed up. So please use Kamaldeen efficiently, because to me, we're all talking about Kudus, but he also is another one that could become a potential star, and we're not using him correctly. So I think bring him on for Jordan at the right time, and then I think, victory will be ours. So that would be my team.
All right, thank you so much.
No worries,
I'll
bro.
take the last 2 guys, Dennis and Nano Puku. I'll take you 2. And Dennis, I think you go first.
All right.
Dennis.
Hi guys. Hey, good evening. I'm Dennis, and I'm joining from the US. And I just want, yeah, great to have you guys. And I just want to thank Osekeni and Sahara. You guys have brought Qatar to US for me. I wasn't able to go there, but you guys brought everything home to me, and I've been watching you guys a lot. You guys really did a good job. And all I just have to say is our team is good. We need to keep going. We need few changes, and I think we'll get there.
Okay. Your prediction for tomorrow, expectations to prediction.
I know it to be a tough game. I see it to be 1-1.
All right. 1-1. So that will take us through, possibly.
Yes.
I hope so.
I know people are calling 2-1, and I prefer for it to be 0. I don't want them to score. But
Oh, really?
yes, I don't want Uruguay to score. Because that will put us on the edge. If you look at the Korea game, we became levels and the rest. At least if we know we score 1 and we can keep it, even if 90th minute and they score, we know we can hold ourselves. But I prefer 1-0, but the game looks like 1-1.
1-1.
We'll repeat to the 2020 10 game.
Okay. Yes. Dennis, thank you for your submission. Thank you for joining us. All right. I'll bring you on right now. So round things up for us. What are you expecting tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I expect the Blasters to beat Uruguay. To touch on Swallows, I would do the same thing for my mother Ghana. I would do this. I would have done the same thing if I'm in the team. So Swallows didn't do anything wrong. Asamoah missed the penalty, but it's not the end of the Blasters. So we have to put that behind us. The boys should go in. They should win. It's going to be 3-1 against Uruguay. The coach should use the same starting line with South Korea. No changes. He should use the same starting line. The goalkeeper should focus. Our goalkeeper should focus. In the second half, the coach should take Jordan Ayew and bring somebody faster and energetic, because Jordan, after first half, if you have observed, any second half, he start making mistakes. Yes, so the day Ayew, I would say we should keep him throughout the 90. The reason is he put pressure on the defense. He's always in the penalty box. He's always in the 18-yard. He's always moving up and down. Though it make him tired, but he put pressure on the defense. And 2, if we get any penalty kick, he's one of the experts to take the penalty. So and if you have observed, any game that we take him out, the goals start coming against us. The moment we remove the day from the team, the opponent starts scoring against us. So the coach should make it a point. If there will be any changes, the second half, he should take away Jordan and take away Partey, and then bring some new legs in the game who can put pressure on their defense. Because with Uruguay, if we play defensive game, they will score us like 6-0. We cannot play defense. So our midfield, our wings, they need to move forward. They need to take the ball. I think the best way we can make them frustrated is to play long balls. whereby we leave the midfield for them, play the ball front, let us chase for it. Because Inaki Williams can run, Kudos can run, Dede can run. So if it will put pressure on their defense. If we want to play the ball in the midfield, it's hard for you to contain Suarez. It's hard for you to contain Cavani. They get experience. So their goalkeeper, it's not easy to score him. People say, oh, he conceded against Portugal. Yes, but he's not easy to score that goalkeeper. So the best thing is for the coach to keep the same starting line and maybe bring Bukele or somebody. I call him the Suardo Ronaldo. Bring him in late and let him do some work for us in the front. But I will beg the coach to keep him throughout the game. And at the end of the day, Ghana is going to carry the day. And I'm praying that Korea is able to score Portugal at least 1-0.
Portugal.
That way we can get yes, we can get more goals and top our group, because our giant ahead of us is Brazil. But we are not afraid of them, but I wish Korea can score at least 1 goal. Right. That way that we will top the group. Thank you. And thank you for bringing Qatar to us from in the US here. We love Sahara and we will continue to follow you.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So that's it. Before we go, Osikeni and Manuel, your score predictions for tomorrow. Then we wrap it up. I think there's a match about to start. I think I want to watch that one. Germany, if they can make it.
Okay, so before we leave, I have 3 things that we should consider in the game. And the first one is we should cut out the aerial threats in terms of set pieces. You can see that we most often concede during the second half, and it's based on the aerial threats. So we should know, even against the South Korean, who were not all that good in terms of aerial duels, they were able to score us based on those aerial threats. So we should also check on that and work perfectly on that. That is specifically to our defenders. And secondly, we should ride on the 2010 story. We should just inflict some pains on them by eliminating them from the tournaments. We should also make them feel that we also felt very bad during the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. So this is the time we have to ride on the 2010 story to inflict pains on the Uruguayans by scoring them. Not even a draw. We have to score them. And definitely, I know the boys can do that. And my last point is we should cut out Valverde's deep drives. This is the time we should know how to keep him calm in the midfield so that he will not be getting those drives. Other than that, it will be another story on its own. That guy is very superb when it comes to the drives. So we should try to avoid those things. And this is the time they are coming in all with whatever they have. So even if they see that they are not scoring, they will try to do what they can do by Verdi driving along wherever he is. So we should try to consider those things and work perfectly. And I think if you're able to do all these things, definitely, I think by all means, we will just say
score prediction. End the score prediction.
The prediction is 2-0. 2-0 for Ghana.
What's the game score prediction?
Sorry.
Hello?
Sorry, my mic was off. Yes. I'm
okay.
I'll still go with my 2-1. Yes, the 2-1 for Ghana. That is what I'll go in for. But I just want the players to feel normal. This is just one of the games that we are going to play. Just that they should go there and fight. One thing is Ghana have never been favorites going into World Cup. So we shouldn't expect the odds to go for us or for us to be tagged as favorites. We are never the favorites. So that is also good for us to actually go there, play all out, and after 90 minutes, Ghana will qualify. That's the only thing I'm looking forward for, not the results. But after 90 minutes, we'll qualify.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thank you, everyone. Let me read through some.
I'm watching Japan and Spain, and it says they've started.
Okay. Let me read a few comments, then we close up for today. I think this is from News Updates K. I think, in my experience, in which match playing players of Ghana team first have Kamaldeen, Jordan Ayew, Kudus Mohammed, William Baba, Rahman Thomas Partey, and Mohamed Salisu, I think. Okay, so Virtual City says is coming home. Yeah, news update says inshallah Ghana's Black Star will match front will match front Uruguay. He wants to say we'll match rather of Uruguay. We'll beat them, obviously. Warrior says Ghana 3, Uruguay 1. South Korea will beat Portugal 2-1, according to Don Savi. Ghana 3, Uruguay 0. That will mean we'll top their group. FIFA says Ghana is 61. However, the third best team in the world, Belgium, just got eliminated. 61 of the teams. Wow, interesting. So Chick M says the midfield is in Ghana is strong, is strength, and for this guy to say play long balls, ignoring our possession strengths, where's coaching advice? Interesting. So thank you guys for joining us. The video will still be up. We hope Ghana makes it through to the next phase of the competition. Because that will determine how long we stay here in Qatar. We want to stay here for long. So we wish them we wish them the very best. We hope they win, and all the best to the boys. They will read all your messages. Don't worry. After the game, we'll see if we can get in touch with their team hotel and bring you some pictures. Hopefully, to be happy, smiles all around. So that is it there. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Bye-bye.
Bye.